Okay, so I didn't actually take time at all because I feel like I've exhausted this case to a point where if there's something different, then it's it's strange. I'll go through it a little bit. So that's not the letter. Here it is. So Miss White's money problems weren't an issue anymore. Albert was going to help out, and he was going to help out probably with a nice inheritance. He has money. She didn't need to sell any of her stuff yet, at least, and she's fine. Even though she was going to break up with, maybe she broke up because she knew that she was going to get more money out of the son or something. So, fresh meat. I don't know what she was thinking, but anyways, then like the whole thing, it just doesn't make sense that she spent the whole morning on the recording device. I mean, you could frame that, but I don't see any evidence of that. So there could also possibly be the involvement of the sect, but it's already here. So if I change this, it's going to change Hamish's guilt. So we're going to go with Albert. And Albert Dunn killed his father in collaboration with Hamish, citing years of humiliation and frustration at his father dictating his life. We conclude that Albert is a cold-blooded murderer who deserves life in prison. Killing Dunn in collaboration with Hamish was the only way to end years of torment and humiliation. We can allow the police to believe it was Hamish alone so Albert can go free, but he must live with his conscience. So I can't see a reason to absolve him if he was guilty. If he was not guilty, then fuck me. But I mean, I guess he took it hard in a sense, and his conscience is, hurting him and stuff, but it's still, basically murder. His father stopped him from going to Navy, and doing, going out at his dreams and things, so that is a big deal. Like, his father influenced other people to do something to ruin his son's life, which is, strongly manipulative and crazy, insane behavior. Like, especially when the son was, not really good at whatever, like flowers and shit. So it's not like he was going to take over some kingdom or something like that. So I think if he is guilty, he deserves to go to jail, and in the sense that anyone deserves punishment for, a lot of things, but he was in on it. He locked the door. No matter if he was sort of manipulated into it, he had suffered quite a lot. But it's one of those things, like, what can he do now? He's a murderer. Actually, that's an important point. What can the person do now? So if you have, let's say, a rapist, they're pretty much going to offend again. So what is he going to do if he goes free? He's going to do it again. So you unfortunately can't let that kind of a person free. A murderer, it's a bit like, well, it depends on the motive a lot. If someone killed in self-defense, it doesn't mean that they're going to kill again ever. Maybe that one time is going to push them off even from self-defense. If someone murdered for, because they like murdering, then it's probably for the best that they never get to live free. when I say it like that, I feel like he's making moves on the girlfriend too, or the Miss White, which would hint at a possible motive for, or an additional reason to kill his dad. He is upset and bereaved, but emotionally, I feel like he should be set free, but I feel like emotionally I can be sort of tricked and fooled. So that means that he could. He's clearly sad, which means that he does have to live with his conscience, but it's easier to do that when you're free and you inherit a lot of money and you get to do all these successful things afterwards. He's also probably going to go to the Navy rather than stay around here. He's going to give the place to... well, no, he's actually going to stay here now. Oh, shit. That actually creates an interesting angle to this. The reason he's staying is possibly Miss White, because this guy is now dead too. So, that creates a whole different thing. And also, of course, the letter that was in his pocket sort of absolving him as the guilty party, or whoever did it as the guilty party. So that creates a whole different sort of scenario of this, because he possibly committed 2 murders now, which is strange. But I'm not sure he did. But he possibly committed 2 murders. So letting him go free, I think, if he had the sense to put that letter into that guy's pocket, which I don't actually believe that he did. He I don't feel like he was that kind of person, but that exactly leads me to think that he needs to go to jail. Maybe he was crying because he was being insulted by this dude, so he killed him as well. So I'm going to condemn him, and I know there's a lot more depth usually that I put. Going through depth in the evidence, going through the evidence sort of. But right now, I can't think of any other reason, and I know I'm pushing myself a little bit towards the result for some reason. Maybe I was charmed by Miss White, but I think I can't see. If I would have had to guess before, I would have said Miss White and him, but now I think it's them, and I will condemn him.
What happened, Inspector?
It's all over now, lad. There is no use denying it. We know that you murdered your father. Patricide by plant poisoning. Very alliterative.
What? You're mad. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about botany. No!
So he's probably completely innocent. So, with the timelines and everything, it's one of those things where they would know how long he sort of spends in the room and stuff. I was thinking that, he's inspecting the plants and it has to be pretty much instant. So, it's possible, like... I would have rather said that it's only it was only Hamish who did the whole thing, but I was already doubting it because he locks the door, then goes all the way around and blindly turns on the machine, that just feels like something, that he just couldn't do by himself. And then it's also strange that him and there was no evidence for her leaving the thing. So I'm thinking that possibly the syndicate or whatever was involved, but that option wasn't there. And if it was her, she recorded a long-winding sort of recording of it, and it said that it proves that she was there the whole time. And I wasn't able to listen to it fully, so I can't really tell. I couldn't analyze it, like if it sounds like a recording of a recording or things like that. So I don't know, but I would not have pushed this agenda this hard. It seems this game is, in a good way, I guess, it's very extreme, because if it wasn't, then there would be too much vagueness in what the results are. So that sort of helps you make the conclusion. I definitely should have spent more time on this, but it is what it is. So we're just gonna leave it at this. And I totally forgot that you have to continue the recording onto the next video. I was about to quit anyways, so the rest will be silent. But yeah, see you in the next one.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu: entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course: sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.